Hello friends, so welcome back to my channel. Earlier we have talked about hypothalamus, so today we'll be talking about pituitary. So if you love watching my videos, don't forget to like my videos, and please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. So today we'll be talking about pituitary gland. So first of all, we'll talk about the location of pituitary gland. Where is pituitary gland located? So pituitary gland is located in the bone cavity. So we'll be discussing about its location. It is located in the bone cavity, that is called as sella turcica, and is attached to hypothalamus. So it is attached to hypothalamus by a stalk. So pituitary gland is basically divided into two types. These are adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. First of all, we'll be studying about adenohypophysis. Adenohypophysis is basically divided further into two types, that is pars distalis and pars intermedia. Pars distalis is called as anterior pituitary, whereas this neurohypophysis is called as posterior pituitary. This name given as anterior pituitary or posterior is basically on the basis of their location. Like if the pituitary gland is like this, so this part is called as anterior and this part is called as posterior. So adenohypophysis is divided into two, that is pars distalis, also called as anterior pituitary, and pars intermedia, whereas neurohypophysis is called as posterior pituitary. So now we'll be studying about the hormones that are covered under anterior pituitary. That means that are produced by the anterior pituitary. So pars distalis produces hormones, that is growth hormone, prolactin, thyroid stimulating hormone, adrenocorticotropic hormone, luteinizing hormone, and follicle stimulating hormone. So it produces basically 6 hormones, whereas pars intermedia only produces one hormone, that is melanocyte stimulating hormone, also called as MSH. Whereas neurohypophysis, it secretes 2 hormones. Basically it doesn't secrete these hormones, it regulates its function. It is synthesized by hypothalamus and then they are secreted as we studied earlier. The 2 hormones are oxytocin and vasopressin. Vasopressin is also called as antidiuretic hormone. Why it is called as antidiuretic hormone, that will be studying in the later part of the video. So now we'll be studying the functions of these hormones. So these 6 produced by anterior pituitary, and then the 7th produced by pars intermedia, and 8 and 9 oxytocin, vasopressin, they are produced by neurohypophysis. So first of all, we'll study about growth hormone. So growth hormone, as the name suggests, the main function of growth hormones is to control the growth of the body. So when there is abnormal growth, the oversecretion of growth hormone results in abnormal growth of the body, and abnormal growth means increased growth, more of the growth, that is called as gigantism. Whereas when there is less secretion of the hormone, low secretion, that results in stunted growth. Stunted growth means reduced growth, and this condition is called as dwarfism, means there is no growth of the body. Like the ones they are the people which are like very short in their height, very short, dwarf, so that is dwarfism. And oversecretion results in increased growth, that means very high growth of the bones, and that is called as gigantism. Next, this is the growth hormone. So main function is to regulate, control and regulate the growth of the body. And more secretion is also results in certain condition, and less secretion also. So growth should be proper, neither more nor less. So next hormone we'll be talking about is prolactin. Prolactin regulates the growth of, lectin means milk, that is regulates the growth of mammary glands. Mammary glands are the glands that produce milk. So it helps in formation of milk. Then comes thyroid stimulating hormone, that is TSH. TSH stimulates and secretion of thyroid hormone from thyroid gland. So stimulates synthesis and secretion of thyroid hormone from thyroid gland. So we'll be studying about thyroid gland in the later part of the chapter. Then the next comes the hormone, that is ACTH. It is also called as adrenocorticotropic hormone. So ACTH stimulates synthesis and secretion of steroid hormones. So steroid hormones are called as glucocorticoids that are produced from adrenal cortex. Further comes LH and FSH. So LH is called as luteinizing hormone, whereas FSH is follicle stimulating hormone. So luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone are together called as gonadotropins. Tropins because they stimulate gonadal activity. Now talking about LH. LH in males stimulates synthesis and secretion of androgens. Further, FSH and LH together regulates spermatogenesis, that is called as formation of sperms. So these are the functions in males, whereas in females LH and LH induces ovulation. So it induces ovulation. Ovulation is release of ovum from the ovary. So it induces ovulation and maintains corpus luteum. Corpus luteum is the matured Graafian follicle that is formed after release of egg, and it maintains corpus luteum. whereas FSH stimulates the growth and development of ovarian follicles in females. So these are the hormones that are produced from the anterior pituitary. Now talking about, as we I have told previously, that pars intermedia produces MSH, that is melanocyte stimulating hormone. So this hormone acts on melanocytes. So melanocytes are the cells that produce melanin pigment. So this hormone acts on melanocytes and that helps in regulating the skin pigmentation, that is color of skin. So it helps in regulating the skin pigmentation. So now talking about the two hormones, oxytocin and vasopressin. So oxytocin is called as you know, oxytocin is synthesized by hypothalamus. So oxytocin acts on the smooth muscles of a body and this stimulates the contraction. So specifically talking about its function in females, so oxytocin in females stimulates the contraction of uterus, that is important in during childbirth. So it is called as birth hormone because its main function is during the birth of the child as it contracts the uterus, whereas of uterus, and it also stimulates the milk ejection from the mammary glands. Now coming towards the last hormone that is produced by neurohypophysis, that is vasopressin. So vasopressin, as I have told previously, it is also called as antidiuretic hormone, that is ADH. It acts on the kidneys and stimulates the absorption, that is it stimulates the in fact reabsorption of water and other electrolytes. It stimulates the reabsorption of water and other electrolytes, so it results in decreasing the loss of water. So loss of water is reduced, that means diuresis is release of urine, so that is decreased. So that is why it is called as antidiuretic hormone. So these are the hormones that are covered under the pituitary.